was 90-minute supply, but the market still wanted to keep going higher. So when you entered, we didn't see like that aggressive selling the way the buying was because buyers still wanted to keep pushing market higher later in the day. So I mean, the trade worked. It was a good trade, but you also want to consider like what's the overall trend. You want to move with the trend of the day rather than going against it, if that makes sense. And look at the whole week has just been mad bullish. That's why it's scary shorting all-time highs because it'll look like they want to push price lower and then they actually want the actual direction is pushing higher. So here
I
you
don't,
you entered
I don't know.
on this.
I don't know if you read what Eric posted like a few days ago, but the Chat GPT said try not to fade the moves during all-time highs.
All those screenshots I put up.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree with it just based on my trade last night. I won, but it never reached my target by 1 point. Each time it kept dropping into it, and then like I eventually got out of the trade with just like $10 because I needed to go. But then later on, I looked at the charts, and it like completely rallied higher than my target, and it never reached
Yeah,
my
that
target.
that
So yeah, no.
exactly because you're going against you're like going against the overall trend. My goal usually is like try to move with where the overall market wants to go. That's why I don't really like shorting. I just don't like shorting in general, but like especially right now with the market since what was it? Since April, we've just been since what is this? Yeah, April. Market's just been trying to find its way back to all-time highs.
Damn, that's true. But I'm saying,
Whereas previously, back in February, market was trying to find its way down. So going short, you're going with the overall trend of the week of the month, shorting. But now, well, now at all-time highs, I'm not too sure. But from here, going to current day, the market has been trying to push to all-time highs.
friend is your
So like
friend.
if you take yeah, exactly. If you take the trend into consideration, you'll kind of see the moves going with that, the larger moves going with that.
damn, that's true. That's a good point.
24th. Anyone trade on Tuesday?
No,
No, no A's, no trades, bro. That's my new logo slogan.
Stupid trade.
That's funny that you laughed at my notebook from yesterday because if I would have showed you any other page outside of this week, you would have seen a lot of more pink highlights. The pink represents all my losses.
You don't do pre-market plans?
I don't really write things down. It's more of how I chart the charts where I'll either make a dotted line or a bolder, thicker line, and then that's what I just pay attention to.
dude, that's what I was fucking doing. Dude, write a pre-market journal or plan.
I guess at the moment
Trust
I
me.
still don't understand because it's kind of like that's what I'm gonna do anyways. Like what I'm looking at is where I'm gonna take my trade.
But it's never what you do though. Like really, because I was there. I was telling myself, yeah, I got these bold key levels, but I would never take them. I would never wait for them to hit. Like when you make a pre-market plan, it forces you to look at the exact spots uh you need to wait for, and eventually you'll start being more patient because those because I was noticing is that all my key levels would hit, but I would never take the trade because I wasn't patient enough because I didn't have a pre-market plan in mind. You know, it wasn't forcing me to only take my key levels. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I guess not that I shouldn't try to figure out, how that'll work for me, writing it down, but I guess I've been training myself to just wait until I see it hit my key level. And ever since I started drawing the boxes out on Bookmap, it's kind of helped. I'm not saying the writing won't help, but I'm saying just that. I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere until I see Bookmap hit those boxes, because I can't even tell what's going on in the dark area. It's more like I'll just wait to see it to get. But it's been helping me want to take trades only on my key charted zones. But I agree with y'all saying I just gotta, I guess, adapt that.
I think it'll also help you get a feel for the direction more. Because right now it's like, okay, if it hits this 3 hour supply, if it hits this 3 hour demand, that's my levels. But if when you start to make a plan, you kind of build the plan based off of like uh I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain because I feel like when I make my plan, I kind of get a feel for where the direction of the market wants to go. Like I'll like emphasize like my first plan is like my main plan that I want to see happen. Then I have a second option and then I have a third option sometimes. And usually my first plan is the one that plays out and you start to realize like okay, like that first plan what is the A plus setup and then the other two are kind of like the weaker setups.
Plus, like I'll write down like besides my pre-market plan, I'll write down like extra shit like where's the overall trend like on the 90 minute, so I can like remember better to take either longs or shorts because the
Yeah, that's
probability.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then I also put like what price was doing during pre-market on the 5 minute, like just extra shit to like get your mind like in that state of mind of where the market's gonna go. It's not just writing, oh, I'm gonna take this at my key level. It's writing like, oh, where's the overall trend? What should I take? Shorts or longs? What is the market doing during pre-market? Do I have any key levels there? You know, stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that makes
Try
sense.
not to get pat try not to do as little work as possible. It's a lot of work.
Hmm.
And there's no there I don't think there's any profitable trader that probably doesn't have a pre-market plan.
Yeah, facts.
There's no way you can get around it, around the all the
And
work.
honestly, that was like one of the first things I learned from Carmine because every morning he has a pre-market plan that he gives to the Discord.
So does
And
Dylan.
yeah, and it's like if you don't have that, you're kind of just going off of a whim of like, okay, if it gets here, let's see what happens. Where him, it's like, this is where I'm interested in taking a trade, and that's it. I mean, obviously, sometimes he deviates from it, but for the most part, he's like has an idea for what he wants to see occur.
Yeah.
For sure.
It just gets your mind in that state of mind. You know, it prepares you better.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. Then I
So
haven't given
here
it.
was a stupid trade. I was looking for this LVN uh, reclaim. I got in at 652. There is no clear confirmation of buyers. Selling did come down aggressively, and I was looking at CVD as making a higher low. Uh, not time yet. Part of the reason why I entered was I seen aggressive selling come in, um, and there is limit orders that stacked up at 6120. So I was like, okay, buyers are gonna start stepping in, but the buying volume did not clear have the buying volume wasn't confirming the longs yet. or at all actually. Because as you can see here, the market kept falling. But the reason why I did do it as an LVN reclaim was we bounced off this 3 hour demand. So I was like, okay, market wants to pop up into this 3 hour supply, which the overall trend for the day did end up hitting that 3 hour supply. But when the market started selling off here, I was like, oh, there's an LVN here, so let me try to make that a level. This proves to me that LVN reclaims aren't the best setups to trust. That's like my last. I'd prefer a trap buyer, trap seller, or a reclaim level retest. LVN reclaims are not as reliable. But here's where I was interested in entering. We had aggressive selling hitting the bids, limit orders stacked up here. I got in right as it bounced. Here is where I entered. But see how there is we had a bounce, but volume wasn't telling me anything about the buying. So this was not a good entry at all. Yeah, we had limit orders stacking, but I need CVD, volume, and limit orders to align for it to be an A plus setup. And here, yeah, CVD was kind of rising, but it was like not how Gabriel had pointed out earlier, where CVD like had a rapid incline. This was just more like slight little a curve almost. And buying slightly did step in, but it didn't look at all the selling around it. There was no follow through from buyer and volume.
Have you started to notice that there's a lot of how do I say this? Like that one green volume bar in the middle right there, like it kind of entered
This
your
one?
key. Yeah, that's kind of like the trap, no? Unless you see a couple of bars, like that's just like, oh, look at all these buyers getting trapped.
Oh yeah, that could be a
Yeah,
trap
for
for
sure.
sure.
And it's kind of usually when you see one long one where you think it was convincing enough to where buyers are going to step in, but it's just no, it was just one bar.
Yeah, that's when you look at the CVD. How rapid does the line incline, or how hard does it push up? Does it make a higher high? Like you have to see little signals like that.
Yeah, after this, there should have been more buying around here. But and the size of this buying volume with these green bars are super small. Like if it was this and then multiple of these here
Yeah.
after, then that would be a better sign. But you're right. Just this and then like no continuous buying volume is red flag.
Isn't it? That might be trap buyers, no?
It could be. It's just not my key level. So
Yeah. But that's a trap, pretty much trap buyers setup.
What is
yeah,
that box that you, the purple box?
my it was my LVN. But see how now earlier there was an LVN and now if it's been consolidating here, so the LVN got filled up.
What's the thing? I don't know if I heard you guys say it or Carmine say it. It might have been you guys. Or as long as the LVN doesn't get filled up. So what is the sign of that? Like they're saying, look, it touched the LVN, and then let's say it gave you whatever reaction you wanted. But he's like, as long as the LVN didn't get filled up. What does that mean?
You
Like,
want to like this situation. Look at how it was. And even then the LVN wasn't the cleanest. The way it looked wasn't the cleanest. Is it this one? Oh, fuck, I went too far. Looking at it now, it's ugly as hell. So I was using this as a LVN here, but looking at it right now, it looks completely ugly. Um, but if this was a valid LVN, you wouldn't want it to build up and get filled in the way it was or the way it just was when we were looking at it. And if it does come in and it breaks through, you want it to break through, but then rapidly pop back up. You don't want it to be chilling inside the LVN. That means it's filling it up.
And so break through and then come back up, but the
I,
LVN still kind of be there.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you
Mm.
and if it comes back up, you also don't want it to just be chilling there. You want it to come back up and hold above the LVN if you're looking for long. So like say it broke through and then it's coming back in, you want it to like not get stuck in here and you want it to pop back up and then be chilling up here at least. But like I said, I don't LVNs do work, but they're not like best they're not as good as like a trap buyer or trap seller at key demand level.
those are my favorite ones. And then the reclaim
Yeah,
level
those are
retest.
probably the easiest to read.
Yeah. What
My
was the
next
other
trade,
one?
the
What was the other one you have? You have four of them, right?
momentum continuation.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't even remember what
ChatGPT
those.
did say that in all-time highs, momentum continuations are
Is that
happen a lot
breakouts?
more. Yeah,
Oh,
similar. But it said they do happen a lot more, so be caught. It was telling me to be cautious of that, but I still would prefer a trap buyers, trap sellers.
definitely.
My next trade was 3 hour demand bounce. I kind of missed the bounce, I think, at the lows. So I did a reclaim level retest of VWAP. So I got in over here. So market had bounced off the 3 hour demand, and then I missed this move. So I was looking at the pullback into this. It wasn't necessarily VWAP I was watching, but VWAP was there, so it aligned with what I was uh, waiting for. But let me just draw this. Could have made this drawing shit so much better. Are you serious? Did it just delete? I didn't even choose to delete it.
I know that was weird.
Oh my! Oh shit! That was piss me. Alright, aggressive selling came into demand here. Out here, the aggressive selling came in, but the buying volume, like yes, CVD is rising and buying volume is coming in, but it doesn't look very reliable.
Convincing.
And look at what ended up happening. It did bounce, but then it pulled back aggressively on I don't even know what news this was that dropped it like this. But I wonder if there's something to say with that where the buying volume and the CVD are going up, but the buying volume is not super aggressive. So that could be a sign of like, okay, the move isn't ready to fully take off
Wasn't it
because
FOMC
later that
today?
one ends up happening.
Oh
What?
shit, there was a lot of news on that day.
Wasn't there like a type of FOMC on this day?
There was consumer confidence, Jerome Powell speaks, Richmond Fed Manufacturing
Oh,
Index,
that's what
and
happened.
Beth Hammock speaks, all around 7 to 7:15.
I don't know why I saw something that said FOMC because I remember asking you guys in the morning, wasn't FOMC last week?
Doesn't
Oh,
Jerome Powell speak on that
He
on
spoke.
FOMC?
He spoke on the next day,
yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh, he spoke on the 25th.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. And then I think yesterday the
Oh,
news.
he did also speak how FOMC. Yeah, 7 a.m. He did do some shit.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
But there was FOMC
Yeah.
last week too, no?
Yeah.
Last week was actual FOMC. This week was they were kind of just going over what he discussed on last week's FOMC.
Damn. Trump wants that dude out of here. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but my anxiety is through the roof this fucking presidency election.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
It didn't make my Bitcoin go up enough, Eric.
It's coming.
It's kind
I just need one more good draw.
August.
I want Amazon under 200.
Yo, if anything,
What is it at?
Two. What is it?
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
223.
Hey, Eric, if anything good happens on Market Mondays that's worth learning about, let me know. Just because I've been avoiding them lately. Because lately their fucking podcasts have been like just fear mongering for me, bro.
Really? What is it saying?
I've been liking it.
I didn't see this week's, but like it's just these foods are just like it's done. The world's over every single week. That's all I hear them say, and it's just like, all right, well. And then they're like, but what do I know? That's all they say. It's like the world's over, but what do I know?
You got to move out of America. That's what they say.
That's all they say, bro. It's like this is done. This is just done. And it's like, what the fuck do these people want everyone to do?
Better go to Africa.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
I wouldn't mind. I've been getting into dance hall music, and I'm ready, bro.
All right. So this was the pool. Right now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look good to me. But this was the aggressive selling that I seen come in, uh, coming into VWAP. I don't recall why. Like, 130. Oh, the reason I liked this level was because this was the same area I was looking to. I entered over here, and it was the no, I entered at 6121, and it was the same around the same area where I was entering on the previous trade. So I was looking for a pullback into this area here where I had previously entered, and it was also the resistance of this push up here. So once we got above, I was looking at it as a reclaim level retest of this resistance with VWAP holding it as support. And we got this aggressive selling into that area where buyers quickly got bought up. I mean, buyers quickly stepped in, entering on this push here. In hindsight, though, it wasn't like the cleanest because the buying didn't fully give me that confirmation. Again, the issue I've been having. It did work, but it wasn't A plus to me. And that's another thing you want to do, Eloy, is like if you take a trade and it does work, like obviously that's a good thing, but try grading them so that you know when you review it, like, okay, this trade it was a winner, but it wasn't the A plus setup that I'm looking for every single time. Because then you can start distinguishing like when you took an A plus setup and when you didn't take an A plus setup.
Yeah, I felt that about Monday trade, my Monday trade.
And see how like after I entered, there wasn't continuous buying. Yeah, the market was pushing up, but CBD's still making lower lows here, or stalling, I should say. It just wasn't the cleanest uh, bounce until here. I exited at 61.28 right here. Again, no confirmation of why to exit. God damn, I'm struggling. Yeah, that was my trade though, but uh, see here, this buildup is the kind of buildup you want to see on a move, because this tells you like, okay, buyers are really stepping in for reals here.
CVD looks
You
good
go
too.
yeah, and look at CVD. Let's actually watch exactly when that started to happen.
I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Slow it down. Okay, boom. Here's volume starting to rise higher. Market's pushing up. CVD's not rising aggressively yet. Here it's starting to rise aggressively. Buying is building up. Catching that in real time seems so. It's like on this third little candle that appears, you have to be in or else you're gonna be late. This one here. You have to start being in already. Uh, the so right here, uh, you can say it's time. Right here is where I feel like, okay, I need to be in this. Look at how buying is building up, CVD is climbing. It's not fully there yet. Right here, you gotta be in, and then it takes off. I wonder if there's something to say about the three having three candles built up like that back to back. Like even before it pushes like this, like when it's
Like for a pullback with
right.
that area matter.
No, I'm saying like this right here, the CBD rising, the way buying is built up here. This is the confirmation to enter long right here. The way this looks, 26 with your stop under 23 or 22. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
Like this is the way your confirmation that volume buyers are here, CBD is rising, and the market's pushing up. There's clearly no resistance that's gonna stop it from rising. You got the limit orders supporting you. This is what a confirmation should look like. The buying volume is somewhat higher than everything else that's here, and then it just continues
And then
right
look at
here.
the other end. You have that spike of a selling bar. It's surrounded by English, like by green.
True. Yeah.
Those are those quick. What do they call them? Like they tried, but they didn't know continuation.
Um, absorption.
Like when a big spike happens. Is that what absorption is?
Yeah, because sellers tried, but they got absorbed and buyers controlled it, still stayed in control. So
Gotcha.
buyers are absorbing the selling here.
I've been trying to understand what that means when I hear it. You guys say that, like absorption, but that makes sense right now.
Like this consolidation right here before the rally is absorption. Is an absorption of sellers.
So it's kind of like you need to.
This?
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear what I said about the confirmation here?
What?
Where I was like, oh shit, ah shit. So I was looking at Valium, CBD, and the limit orders. So limit orders are here. CBD still isn't fully rising, and Valium, like we just got one good push of
What?
Valium here. But then I was like, I feel like the entry would be right, like right here. The way this looks, I said, seems like a clear confirmation. You have three bars of line volume built up, CBDs on that incline. There's no resistance to price showing here, at
I
least
would want to
strong
wait for it
resistance.
to. I would want to wait for it to stop rallying and then pull back. I don't like
It
taking
doesn't
like
happen.
because that fucks up my entry and skews my risk to reward.
Here it would be 26 with the stop under 23 or 22.
But what? But I can get it at 61.25 if it pulls back, or 61.24. Because when I have a key level, I want to get that specific entry as best as I can, and I hate it when I have to like wait for. I hate it when the price rallies past my key level and it never comes back. And I don't like to take a. I try not to take a trade above that because it skews my risk to reward. I just try to take it as a missed opportunity, I guess.
But then where would you enter here? Is what I'm
Well,
trying to get at.
if it doesn't pull back, then I won't enter. See, right here is where I would try to conduct another trade. Maybe if it pulls back to like 26, but I usually try not to do that because it's not my key level. But sometimes you could see it.
I mean, later it does it. all the way down to 22.
Yeah, because that really fucks me up too.
Yeah, this area wasn't the best area to trade. All right. You took a trade on Wednesday, Gabriel?
Yeah, just a quick little loss, $18.
Nice little quick one.
I just got yeah. It was like 1 or 2 minutes,
You
and
had
this is after
confirmation?
I looking from the screenshot. It looks like I had confirmation, but I got tricked. And this is another. This is actually one where I took. I yesterday's highs was my key level, but I took it a little above it, and it fucked me.
Damn, I didn't even screenshot this day. That's fucked up. Oh, I think I have yours.
I'm gonna end this. You ending this day?
What?
I'm gonna end this video.
Yeah.